Hi, Omega Chaos here with another deck profile. So I'm now back, and this time I'm showing one of my favorite decks, and it's going to be my Spellbook deck, which is now using the Dogmatika engine. Unfortunately, this deck has a lot of problems, of course. Spellbook of Judgment did come back to free, which is really amazing, but unfortunately this deck can't really play a non-engine almost at all, and unfortunately Spellbook of Judgment as a card is not really that great anymore, because it's pretty much empty advantage and you just only get the value in the end phase, so it's definitely now too slow basically. So I guess let's go to the deck. So first the monsters. So I use one High Priestess of Prophecy, my second favorite card in the game basically, and I pretty much have to use it pretty much, although it's, of course, it's not that great anymore, but I think it's still pretty nice, and I definitely will include it in any prophecy deck. Then I use one Justice of Prophecy. Of course, pretty good, because of course you can summon it in the end phase with Judgment, and then search for like High Priestess and another spellbook. So if you can't summon the Jogan, you instead summon this, so definitely pretty good. And then of course the free Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, obviously a really important card to search out all your spellbooks, especially Spellbook Judgment. Then I'm still using the Mythical Beast engine, because it's really good, because you can get multiple spell activations for Spellbook Judgment, because of course Pendulum monsters count as spell activations if you activate in the Pendulum zone. So I use, of course, triple Mythical Beast Master Cerberus, which is really good, search at your Mythical Beast monsters, and pretty good as a monster as well. Then I use one Mythical Beast Jackal King, obviously it uses Pendulum scale ability, because you're probably not going to never summon it in this deck, unfortunately, because there's no way to Pendulum summon in this deck. And then one Mythical Beast Basilisk, pretty good, basically like an Abstract Goblin, and recycle with your Mythical Beast from the extra deck. Then as for the Dogmatika engine, I'm using one Dogmatika Alba Zoa for the ritual aspect, which is pretty nice, but I'm not sure if I'll keep it in or not. Definitely pretty good. Then I use two Dogmatika Fruidelis, pretty good, works as an extender as well, more or less. Then of course I'm using triple Dogmatika Ecclesia, the Virtuous, obviously really important for the Dogmatika engine, search out for any Dogmatika card, but of course you can't summon from the next deck if you use this card's effects. Definitely a really good card. Then for the last most in the main deck, I'm using one Chong and the Spiritualist. Basically the main win condition for this deck, but of course you're going to summon it in the end phase with Spellbook Judgment, and then no one can spell summon. Definitely very nice. Then the spell cards, which of course is the majority of the deck, and the one trap as well. So of course I used that 3 Spellbook Judgment, which is now at 3. I never imagined that ever in my life Spellbook Judgment will be back at 3. But the game has progressed so much that this card is not even a big deal anymore. It's basically like a casual card now, more or less. But in this deck, obviously, it's still really amazing. And I do hope that this deck will get more support in the future, so this card can become better in the deck. Then, of course, I use the triple Spellbook Secrets to search out any of my spellbook cards. Definitely, obviously, mandatory card. Then I use 2 Spellbook Knowledge, obviously, a really good card as well to get some extra draws. Then I use 1 Spellbook Master, pretty decent to copy spellbook effects, but it's not that great, because obviously you need another spellbook in your hand, but still pretty good. Then of course I use that 1 Spellbook of Fate, pretty good obviously to protect your Jogan, for example. I'm only using 1 because it can be a little bit tricky card, but of course still really amazing. Then use 1 Spellbook of Wisdom, obviously really good as well, protect your spellcasters from spells and traps, pretty nice. Then I'm using 1 Spellbook of Star Hole, pretty good, it's just getting discards spell counters if you activate spellbooks, and also gets your spellcasters extra attack as well. Pretty decent. It's just a spell you can immediately activate for Judgment as well. Not bad. And then the last spellbook card in the deck is one Dragon's Spellbook Tower. It's pretty good. Obviously, to recycle all of your resources, get extra draws. But unfortunately, it's a very slow card for the game nowadays. So yeah, but still, I think it's still necessary. Then for other spells, I'm using triple Nadir Servant for that Dogmatika engine. Obviously, really good card, obviously. But of course, if you activate this card, you can't summon anything from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. So, but still, it's obviously really amazing. Then I'm using one Dogmatika Matrix. Pretty good search or ritual monsters and spells. But obviously, it's also because it's a spell I can search with the Ecclesia. So it's another spell activation for Judgment. So mainly they are using the ritual engine for that. But again, I'm not sure if I'm keeping it in because the ritual engine can be a little bit tricky. And of course, I'm using the Dogmatika Calamity, obviously for the ritual spell. Obviously, I can, of course, summon my ritual monster sometimes, but it's obviously it's not the main winning condition. Then I'm using triple Upstart Goblin because this card is now at 3 as well. So helps out this deck quite a lot as well as Endymion. So definitely very nice, obviously for Spellbook Judgment and stuff like that. Then the only piece of non-engine I'm using is one Corbel Grave. Always stop hand traps like Troll, because Troll can be very devastating for this deck. And then the last card in the main deck is one Dogmatika Punishment, obviously, which is really good because it's searchable protection for Jaugen, more or less. Definitely very nice. So now let's see the next deck. Also for the next deck, I'm actually using these sleeves. These are very old Chinese bootleg sleeves. You can't really get them anymore. I still have them. They're kind of beat up, but that's why obviously I'm double sleeving them. These are very, very nice. Unfortunately, we never got any official High Priestess sleeves. So yeah. So of course I'm using the 2 Crowley, the first Professor. Obviously very nice. Search out more of your spellbooks you need. Definitely very good. The main extra deck monster you are using in this deck, more or less. I'm using one Celine, Queen of the Master Magicians. It can be useful in some situations in this deck. Definitely very, very nice. Then I'm using one Daybreaker, the Shining Magical Warrior. Pretty good spellcaster link too. Yeah, pretty nice. Then I'm using one Artemis, the Magistrous Moon Maiden. Definitely pretty important for this deck because of the Dogmatika engine. Because obviously you can summon your Ecclesia and fluidly if you control an extra monster on the field. So obviously if you have number 1 like Spellbook Magician, then you can link into this and then spell summon your Dogmatikas from the hand. Definitely really good for that. Use one Area of the Water Charmer Gentle because obviously Spellbook Magician Prophecy is water, so it's definitely pretty good for that. And I use that one, a very expensive card, SP Little Knight, because it can be useful in some situations, obviously especially going second. Obviously normally I won't even have such an expensive card, but I actually pulled it from a random booster pack. So of course, but obviously ironically, actually it's not getting much use in most of my decks, but in this deck it's pretty good, I would say. Then the fusions, I use one Titaniclad, the Ash Dragon, always sent to the graveyard with Nadir Servant or Dogmatika Punishment, and obviously then you can get them Dogmatika in the end phase. Then I use that 2 Elder-Ended Entities, always pretty good to destroy some cards, again, if you using Nadir Servant and Punishment, definitely really good. Then I use one Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. It's a big extra deck monster I can use with Dogmatika Punishment or even obviously the ritual spell, because obviously you can send cards from the extra deck to the graveyard for the ritual summon, so you need a level 12 for that. And the same reason why I'm using Red Supernova Dragon as well. Pretty much just, again, random extra deck monster. Then one Dawn Magician, pretty good. Then one Shining Elf, which is just rank 2 Xyz monster that is a spellcaster, so definitely very nice. And then one Kashikachi Katetsu, pretty decent rank 2, I guess. So this was my Spellbook Dogmatika deck. Yes, I'm not actually doing any combo segment in this video. I actually decided to do deck profiles and combo videos separately now. But of course for this deck there aren't really any combos anyway, aside from the activating Spellbook of Judgment and then 3 spell cards, and already showcased that combo in the last Prophecy video anyway. So it's just going to be the deck list. So I hope you enjoyed this Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. For now, goodbye and Omakyos out.